What's up YouTube? I'm just another guy and welcome back to my rise to fame. So, here we are. First game of the season with Chelsea. It's the Community Shield match against Manchester United. So, I think what it technically is FA Cup winners versus second in the league, is it? I'm not too sure what happens when a team wins the FA Cup and the Premier League at the same time, basically because it rarely happens. I mean, the last team to achieve that were Chelsea, back when Ancelotti was in charge. So it's been a while since it's actually been forced into play, you know, a situation like this. So, like I said, I'm not too sure what it is. Plus, in game, Man.U finished second and were runners up in the FA Cup. So, again, I'm not too sure, like, what rule is currently being applied here. But, yeah, we've got an interesting game today. We've got a few transfers to go through. And, yeah, we're going to go through them. So, let's go. So transfer-wise, I wasn't very busy this summer. I'll go on my squad in a second, obviously, and give you a more of an overview. But I'm pretty happy with the squad we've got. I really want to develop some youth players, and basically, I don't really see any first-team position that I want to improve. And there is one, actually, I like. There is one position I do want to improve, and it's the centre-mid role. But, I mean, when last season you've signed Mbele for 35 million, and then you want to improve the position again next year, I feel that's a waste of money. So I'm giving Mbele another year to really prove himself. I mean, if he doesn't perform this year, I'll probably look to get rid of him. But, you know, I really do want to use this year as a chance to try and see how we can do. So the players we brought in are all just really backup players, people that will hopefully have an influence on the squad, but not in a major way, because hopefully they won't be used too much, but hopefully when they are called upon, they can perform in a decent way. So the first guy we signed was Ryan Gould from Arsenal. People may know him because he recently had a move to Sporting Lisbon from Dundee United. A really interesting prospect for the future in real life. I mean, I don't think he's currently playing for Sporting in real life. He might be. I think he's playing for Sporting B team. But he's got some really good stats on him, the lad. Left-footed player, can play right attacking mid, left attacking mid, centre attacking mid, heck, even centre mid. So a really versatile player, really nice player to maybe have on the bench and stuff like that. You know, he's played 52 times for Scotland as well, so he's experienced there. He's spent time at Liverpool and Arsenal, and then he's actually had 2 spells at Arsenal, but never actually really featured in the Premier League. So I can't really understand why the big price tags like 7.5 million. Well, I can understand the 7.5 million. He was playing really well for Sporting, but then the 15 million, that was a bit of a ridiculous fee for someone that's only played once. So, you know, I can't understand some of the fees. We only signed him for 5.25 million. I don't think that's too bad, and I think I will be using him quite a bit. He's probably going to be, like I say, my go-to guy when anyone's injured in the attacking midfield. So he'll probably feature quite a bit. And like I said, well, hopefully he can play more than he's done for all the combined total time that he spent at Arsenal and Liverpool. Next guy we signed was Alessio Cragno, I believe it's pronounced. 29 years of age, Italian goalkeeper. Basically, we got rid of our goalkeeper. We got rid of Will Gill, who I'll go into in a second. So I needed a goalkeeper. I wasn't really willing to spend too much on him. He needed to be decent as well. So this guy was on a free transfer. He's a decent Premier League goalkeeper. Plays for Sampdoria. He's played in Serie A as a backup keeper. So I think a free transfer, I think that's a steal. Only on 15.25k a week as well. So very small wage. Overall, I think this is a cracking signing. And again, hopefully we won't need to use him too much, but you know, if we do need to use him, I'm sure he'll be okay because he's got good defense in front of him. And the last guy we signed was 4.4 million, Hector from Sampdoria. So yet again, another player coming from there, although technically one of them was a free transfer after he'd been released. Hector looks like a really good striker, and that was something I really wanted to improve upon again. Something I noticed last season when Kappa was injured, and near the end of the season, we really did struggle to find goals. So I wanted to bring in another, or a decent striker. Because Colin Gell, as good as he is and as young as he is, I don't think he's that great. I definitely think it'll be better for him to go out and get a loan somewhere, because he's currently listed for loan. So I do want to try and currently loan Gell out. So we signed Hector, 4.4 million, good player in the Premier League. Again, experience playing in Serie A, La Liga. Actually scored a lot of goals in his career. I don't know how he didn't get a good rating that season. I mean, only 6.95, but scored 21 goals in La Liga with Levante, 11, 10, 11. So seasons where he's played quite consistently, he seems to score goals. So hopefully he can, you know, be a backup player that can come on every now and again. Like I said, get in goal and contribute when we need him to be, when we need him to. And again, like, it's a cheap transfer fee, so say in the future we don't need him anymore, we can always sell him on for hopefully a little bit of profit. Same with Gould. I think that's a realistic thing we can achieve. Sell him on for a bit of profit, because his value is a lot higher than his current fee. Let's go through the outs very quickly because nothing really happened too interesting. So Will Gill left to join West Brom. Our backup goalkeeper said he wasn't happy about his lack of first-team football, so he went to join them. West Brom, I believe, are a team bottom half of the table, if not newly promoted. No, they're bottom half of the table, yeah. So it's not exactly like we're selling him to a direct rival. They are an indirect rival because they're in the same league, but they shouldn't really cause us too many problems. Like I say, he was just a backup keeper, and he come for our youth system, so it's a nice, it's a nice thing to have someone for our youth system in a team, but nowhere near the level of Courtois. He was never going to replace Courtois in the long run either, so I was happy to pick up 7.5 million for him. I think that's a massive amount of money. And we also sold Imbula to Fulham, so this is more of a direct rival. Fulham did really well last year getting in the Europa League, and we'll probably look to push on this year. I mean, you can tell they're spending big to hopefully get big returns. So 15 million, it's only about half the fee the Chelsea actually brought him for. But again, I didn't think he was that good. I mean, if we look at his current ability, he's pretty nothing incredible. And as a 30-year-old, I just thought, yeah, we might as well get rid of him. And we picked up a massive fee. We are contributing a small portion of his wage as well, but it's not like massive. And like I said, I'd rather pick up the 15 million. It's nice for the club to have that money because still financially, then we're not too great. 31 million in the black, but as you can see, we do lose money monthly. So it's important that I can try and get the club in a more stable financial situation. And elsewhere, we released Victor Wanyama on a free transfer. He's currently without a club, although he is wanted currently by PSV and Stoke. Subotic left, and he's now joined Southampton of the Premier League, trying to re-establish himself. Elsewhere, we released a young player you don't know anything about. Edison Cavani left, and he retired. And he's now a fitness coach, but again, I let him go from our coaching staff. Didn't really need him anymore. And we loaned out 2 youngsters. So, not a very busy transfer window. Haven't spent big. It's not like we didn't get given money. I've been given like 40 million to spend. It's now currently down to 21. So, I've got money to spend. It's just like I said, I don't really feel there's anyone or anywhere on the pitch that I want to improve. Because if I do sign anyone, say I sign a new centre mid, someone's got to come out of the team, and that's Mbele. And like I said, the money I spent on him, I think, is playing on my mind and clouding maybe my judgment there. Nathan Pearce, I'm really pushing this year. Hopefully he'll become a cracking defensive mid in the future. According to his reports, he could be a world-class player in the future. So, I do really want to bring him through. He's 19, and I think he's good enough to play first-team football now. And like I say, backup-wise, I think this squad's got some nice depth to it. We've not got loads of squad depth. We've got decent depth. And like I say, I do want to bring through some youngsters. So people like Kearns, people like Mitchley, they're all, I think it's Kearns, or is it Keens? I think it's Kearns. I could be pronouncing that wrong. But yeah, them two, they're 2 young players I really do want to produce through. Apparently their reports are really, really good. And I do see them as long-term replacements for Eden Hazard and Oscar. So I do want to try and develop them. I do want to push them through, and I do want to give them as much first-team exposure as I can give them. Now, don't get me wrong, they're not going to be on the bench all the time. They're not going to be in the first team all the time. But they will be playing, hopefully, occasionally. I mean, we've got a Capital One Cup 3rd round coming up. If we can get a relatively easy team, they'll probably start the game. So, that's what they'll get. Hopefully a start here and there, maybe a substitute appearance here or there as well. And especially once we get into the thick of the season, December time, January time, when tiredness will really start becoming a factor. And hopefully, again, at the latter end of the season, once we'll have hopefully a Champions League semi-final and FA Cups and Capital One Cups and all the finals and, crunch time of the season where, again, fitness is quite important. Hopefully they'll come into play and they'll be able to feature and put in some good performances. So, that's the news surrounding the team. Like I say, not a busy window. Pretty bland actually, but I'm really happy with the squad, and I feel despite me not really strengthening it, it can be a squad that can challenge for the title. Now we come up against Manchester United. They've got a new manager in charge because Joachim Löw retired. Manzols, I don't really know how to pronounce it. It's a Greek name, 53-year-old, ex-manager of Sampdoria. I actually looked at his history, and he's not ever really spent too long at a club. I mean, even before the game, he was only at a club maybe for a few months at a time. A caretaker manager as a manager. Even though once he properly became a manager, only at a club for a few months here or there. His longest time, which was actually including the start of the game, was at a Greek team. I can't really pronounce that, so I'm not going to bother trying. He spent 5 years there, then was at Olympiacos, moved to United, where he only spent a year, then moved to Sampdoria, where again he only spent a year before now joining Manchester United. And he spent quite a lot of money this season, as you can see, signing quite a few players for a massive combined total. So, pressure is really on him to try and get his team gelling, get his team playing, and it'll be really interesting to see the kind of team he plays. As you can see by the formation, it is different than what United played against me last year. It's a 5-4-1 diamond sort of thing going on. I'm not too sure. So, we'll be interested to see how they line up, basically, because United were very tough whenever Joachim Löw was in charge. So, obviously, it's going to be a different challenge for me, and we could be seeing United maybe have a dip as they transaction into the new manager, and heck, they may even have a Moyes season, a Moyes-esque season, where they sack the manager after a while because he's not performing. So let's run through the team today anyway. Courtois is in goal, Stones at right back, Santos, Maurice and Ferreira are our back four. Expect that back five every time you see a live com for us. Pierce is our defensive midfielder, again, so hopefully a name you'll see a lot more. And Belly is our centre mid, hopefully he'll play well. And it's the same front four of Hazard, Oscar, Parker and Cabba, so pretty much it is the same starting 11. All these guys did feature at one point or another last year. Even Pearson and Belly, they did start alongside in the end of the season for us. In fact, they featured, didn't they? They featured in the last game of the season, I believe. So it's a pretty typical team for us. So United know what they're coming up against, but it's about, can they stop it? Will Hazard pick up his form as he ended last year? Will Oscar continue his form as he did last year and through the Copa America? Will Parker as well continue his form? It's just about, will these guys continue their form? Because they were on great form last year, but what we've been found out, is our tactic now predictable? Is our team too predictable? Let's go and find out against United. Couldn't be a more tougher start, but you know, they've got a new manager, so the pressure is all on them, really. It's all on them getting a good start, less than us. So I reckon it'll go all the way to a shootout. That was predicted in the FA Cup final, I believe. So how true that is, I don't really know. We're at Wembley, so it's, again, we're at Wembley. It's the, what is that, the third time I've been at Wembley, and this is the fourth time, actually, sorry, I've been at Wembley, and only my third year. So, you know, it's pretty much a second home. And, yeah, the team's picked himself. It's a very strong team. So they have gone out with this formation. And if played well, I always say this, if a five at the back is played well, it is very, very hard to stop. And it's very hard to find a way of preventing them. They've got quite a few different names in there. And like I say, Phil Jones, whenever I see him to come up against Man.U, Phil Jones was in the centre of the midfield. They've got a number 44 guy. I don't know who this guy is, but he's McDonald, 20 years of age. So making his rare start for United. So, bit of a strange selection, but let's go. Let's get into this. So, where is Jody Morris? Jody Morris almost left the squad in the summer, but decided against it because I offered him a new deal. He was attempted to join Everton as a coach, and he's only an under-21s coach here, I think, or under-18s. So obviously it would have been a more senior role, but I convinced him to stay by offering him a new deal, which is good. You know, since I use him for the tactics and stuff and player marking and all that, it's nice to keep him. So, also there were a few other backroom staff changes because a few of our backroom staff have retired, but, you know, nothing too major that I really feel I need to tell you guys about. But here we go. We're on the attack. Stones to Cabba, back to Eden Hazard, who plays it back to Cabba, whips it across. Oscar has his shot blocked. A really good opportunity for us that counted as a clear-cut opportunity. But it's a really nice start from us. We're looking really comfortable. We're looking dominant. And let's just, you know, continue to chug along and fight. Hopefully we'll get the goal soon. Currently squandering a lot of our chances. Only one shot on target. That's not good enough. But we're dominating and we're getting the chances. And at least that is something. So, yep, I think tell the players that do it for the supporters is a fair assumption. Like I say, United not having the best of times so far, but we can't rule them out completely because they are getting some chances. Luis Santos is struggling in the defence. Probably take him off, actually, in a second. I'm going to take him off now. His performance has dropped even more. We'll bring John Souttar on. Something I didn't talk about as well, Robert Bellamy is now on the bench. I consider him probably my go-to backup fullback ahead of Ivan. So, yeah, Bellamy for our youth system, getting a lot of exposure in the first team. Big ball forward and a defensive mistake by Phil Jones, and Cabba has capitalised on it. That is the worst way to see your team concede. Jean-Claude Cabba gets his first goal of the season, and it was all thanks to a Phil Jones mistake. It should have easily been snuffed out, but he didn't. He panicked, must have been worried about the pace that Cabba presented, because if he let it bounce again, you know, he would have been right on him, Cabba. And, I said, a great mistake to capitalise on. So we're going to make a few more changes. We're going to take Mbele off. We'll bring Sydney on. We will also take off Eden Hazard, bring on Ryan Gould for a debut. I think we'll bring Campbell on as well. No, I didn't do that. I think I can make more than these amount of subs. Yeah, I can. I'll bring Campbell on. And I think we'll make a debut as well to Hex. So we'll try and get a few debuts out of the way. And let's see. Let's make all them changes in these last few minutes. And actually, whoa, maybe I don't want to make them changes. Damn it, I made them changes. It's going to go to a penalty shootout now if we don't get another goal. So let's probably go for that. Maybe I celebrated a little too early. But let's go attacking. for these last few minutes and just see if we can get the goal. Really, if we lose this game, we only have ourselves to blame because 14 shots and 2 on target is not an acceptable level for a team that would be winning the game. Man U might have changed their tactic because they're looking a lot more dominant right now. And Januzaj's unlucky not to score there. It's a brilliant challenge by the oncoming defender. I couldn't quite see who that was. And it is going to go all the way to a shootout. Eden Hazard's not on the pitch, our natural penalty taker. So that's not great. But we've got still got some good kick takers on the pitch. So Hector's going to take first. Then it's going to be John Stones. Then it's going to be Ryan Gould. Actually, no, it won't be Ryan Gould next. It'll be Oscar, then Gould, and then it'll be Sydney. And I'll finish off the rest of these as well. So it'll be Campbell, then Parker. Then I'll probably get Sutar to take it. Then Tristan Ferreira. Finally, it'll be Maurice and Courtois. So let's do this. Man U take first. And it is scored straight down the middle. Courtois sent the wrong way. Here is Hector on his debut. A lot of pressure on him. Scores again. Sends the keeper the wrong way. I think the last penalty shootout we had to take was against Arsenal. And we won on that occasion with Courtois saving Arsenal's 5th penalty, I believe. So here's John Stones. Bang. Back of the net. Our right back continues to score. We've got some really good penalty taken on him, Stones. McDonald, the young centre mid I spoke about before the game, finds the back of the net. 3-2 Man U. Here is Oscar. Scores. I thought if anyone was going to miss, it was going to be Oscar. I don't know why. I always have that feeling. Man U's 4th. And Courtois goes the right way, but can't get close enough to it. It is a really good penalty. Now here's Ryan Gould, another debut, and he scored. When the keeper was moving, I thought he might be put off. So now here's Phil Jones. He made the mistake earlier on in the game, but he manages to score the 5th penalty. So now the pressure is all on Sydney. Will he handle it well? He scores, so it goes into sudden death. Wow. This is Man U now. First kick in sudden death. They send the keeper the wrong way. So now it's Jim Campbell stepping up. Doesn't play too often for us. Come through our youth system. He finds the back of the net. Chelsea flows through his blood, this the midfielder, which is why I want to keep him. So here's Luke Shaw. Sends the keeper the wrong way again. Oh my God, this is a long penalty, but it's a shootout. Parker now. Oh, nice penalty. Man, so much pressure on our kick takers taking second. All right, I think it's Seamus Coleman. I'm not too sure. It might not be. He scores. Again, Courtois gets in the right way. No keeper can get near penalty right now. Here's Sutar. And he scores. Nice penalty from the centre-back. Martinez now stepping up for United. Again, they score. Jesus Christ, how far is this going to go? Our 9th kicker, Ferreira, scores. Keeper was right there, but couldn't get close enough to it. De Gea. Yet again, United's. And again, Courtois gets to the right bay, and again, he can't get close enough to it. Now, Adam Maurice, our centre-back, sends the keeper the wrong way. It's going to be the keeper's. It could be decided here. De Gea. Oh, Courtois got close enough to it, but couldn't save it. Courtois is going to step up now. Scores! It's going back around. We're starting again. Bloody hell, this is a penalty of FM14 proportions. And we're back round to the first kick taker. So Hector steps up yet again now for us to try and keep us going, and he does. 12-12. Januzaj scores, making it 13-12. 25 penalties scored. Will we make it 26? And we do. John Stones. Who is going to miss? Who is going to crack under the pressure? Will it be the youngster McDonald? No, it's not. They score yet again. Who is it again for us? Oscar. Oh, no, I said I felt like Oscar was going to miss. He scores, though. Keeper was close to it. But he gets it home. Power ended up beating him. Courtois saves! Courtois saves Man U's 15 penalty against Kovacic, whatever his name was. Ryan Gould with a chance to win it. On his debut, Ryan Gould gives us the penalty win. 15-14 on the shootout. No team wanted to win it, although we did our best to try. And in the end, Courtois, who saved us, helped us win it against Arsenal, helps us win it today. Brilliant from us. Not the easiest way to win it, but still we won it. So another trophy to add to my collection and Chelsea's collection. Hector makes his debut. Like I said, I wanted to get their debuts out of the way in the quickest way possible. But I remain calm throughout, and I don't want to rush Gould, although I don't really see him in the lineup too much anyway. I won't talk about transfer stories today. I'm going to say I get along with him. I don't really care. But yeah, Michel, I don't know who he is. Oh, the England manager. Spotted at the Community Shield game. He's got a lot of names to look through, and 2 from our squad. hopefully we can be adding more English people to that. But yep, another trophy to our collection. Is that actually added to the Hall of Fame? I am never too sure. It is added to the list, although I'm not sure if it gives us points. I want to go on nationality. Oh yeah, I think it did give us points, didn't it? We're above Bill Nicholson now. I can't quite tell you if that gave us points. I think it did. So we're up into 5th now in terms of our English Hall of Fame. Very close to Don Revie and Bobby Robson, Sir Bobby Robson. So we're definitely climbing up that. And in terms of Worldwide Hall of Fame, we're actually pretty close. We're like halfway there to breaking onto the Worldwide Hall of Fame. And we've still got, in a month's time, the Super Classico to look forward to. So we'll be getting even more points soon, hopefully. We'll be back for that live com. Not in this video, though, in the next video. But yeah, you know, I've won every single game I've been in charge of Brazil. I've beaten Argentina twice. Injury lists, there aren't many injuries, in fact. I think Henrique is the only guy that will be out of that game, but we've got a suitable replacement. So I'm looking forward to that game. So until the Super Classico in a month's time, peace out.